Hey, this is John Lee getting off the elevator at Court Street on the R line. I'm heading over to Smorgasburg, which is a food festival held in Brooklyn on 320 Furman Street. I've never been here before. This is my first time going to a food festival, though I've been to a few in New York City. This is the big one in Brooklyn, so I'm kind of curious to see what this one's going to be like. Apparently food vendors from all over the world are coming here, and there'll be all kinds of interesting cuisines. So we'll see what that's like, and hopefully I'll have some good footage of some interesting foods. All right, heading over to 320 Furman Street. I actually had to pull out one of my apps that uses my GPS locator, and it's directly guiding me to the food fair. So yeah, it says about 1.3 miles. I'm literally walking there right now. Not sure how long that's going to take. I don't usually go to Brooklyn. I'm not too familiar with the area, but it should be interesting. Anyway, the weather's beautiful today. It's actually a little bit chilly. Technically we're in spring, but it still sort of feels like winter here in New York. Maybe about 45 to 50 degrees. But things are starting to warm up. Anyway, today's Sunday, so it's nice to have nice weather on the weekends when you can actually go out and do things. Anyway, I do like to experiment with different cuisines. I'm pretty much up for anything. I think the only bad experience I've ever had was when I tried shark. I literally picked it up at a local fish market. I'd never tried shark before. I was like curious. I was like, let me give this a shot. I busted out my George Foreman grill, slapped that thing on there. 10 minutes later it was ready. Put it on my plate, tried it, and I don't know. It must have been like some delayed aftertaste reaction, but it was probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever had in my entire life. I will not eat shark. That's the one thing. Maybe I'll try give it another shot when someone else prepares it, but the way I prepared it was literally like no real seasoning. It was pretty much straight off the, straight from the market onto the George Foreman grill, and that thing was awful. I'm not sure if you're supposed to prepare shark a certain way, but it tastes like bloody gums if you don't season it or do something special with it. And that was probably the first time where I've said, yeah, I don't think I'll be doing this again. But otherwise, I'm not a picky eater at all. I'm pretty much open to anything. All right, so I'm heading over to the Brooklyn Bridge. And there's a park right next to me on my right-hand side. There's a lot of people out. Looks like they're having fun. It's a little chilly for picnic weather, but the weather's so nice and sunny that, you know, I think you can let that slide. And it may get warmer as the day goes on. Right now it's about 11:30, I think, in the morning. The fair actually starts at 10 o'clock. I'd hoped to get here by 10, but I had some errands to do in the morning. Did a little shopping and caught the train about 10:30ish, and then now I'm here. It's like 11:30, so it was about an hour train ride from where I live in the Bronx, which is on the opposite end of New York City, to Brooklyn, which is on the other end. I would love to actually live in Brooklyn, but the rent here is ridiculous. Where I'm in the Bronx, it's much more affordable. And Manhattan, forget about it. You got no shot. All right. Okay, I see the Brooklyn Bridge. It's about a 10-minute walk from where I am right now. I thought I would get some more weird looks given my jacket and my outfit. You gotta see, it's kind of outrageous, but That's kind of the clothes I'm into lately. I've actually been wearing this to work too. Not this particular. Well, I did wear this on one day, but I've been wearing like some weird fashion style every day to work. Which no one has seemed to complain so far, except for one person gave me a little flack over it. But we'll see how things turn out, whether I continue wearing these outrageous outfits to work or not, or if I go back to a more conservative business casual type look. Yeah, this is a nice walk. After I pig out at this food festival, well, I'll be able to walk off some of the calories when I'm heading back home. Actually, I won't be heading back home. I'm going to be stopping by to meet someone in the city. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to record that, but maybe. We'll see. I'm kind of wondering how much memory is on this phone. I'm not sure if I should cut my walk short so I actually have enough space, memory to record footage of the actual festival, or if I should just keep this going and take my chances. I don't actually usually record videos, so I think I should have plenty of space. Again, this is my first time really uploading a sort of video log, or attempt to record a video log. Who knows if I'm actually going to upload this footage. Weather's really nice. I'm jaywalking in New York City. I've never gotten a ticket for jaywalking, but I have gotten a ticket for throwing domestic garbage in a public waste bin. That was pretty painful. It was a $100 ticket. Couldn't believe it. I didn't fight it though, because literally I would have had to take a day off to fight that ticket, and that would have been just not worth it. So I ended up paying the fee, $100 US, for throwing a small little bag in the public waste bin, which is ridiculous. I still get mad when I think about it, but I'm not going to discuss the details of this. Today's supposed to be a happy day. We're actually supposed to be enjoying ourselves. So I'm gonna think happy thoughts, happy thoughts. All right, I'm crossing the street again, but this time I have right of way. All right, so I'm not sure which direction I'm supposed to be going here. I'm gonna assume Fulton. Old Fulton Street. So you can see that direction behind me is Prospect Street, and this direction behind me is Fulton Street. So I'm going to be heading along Fulton Street. You can kind of maybe see the Brooklyn Bridge in the background behind me. That's the direction I'll be heading. And my app hasn't warned me that I'm heading in the wrong direction, so I think we're good. Oh, you can hear the good old New York Fire Department. Always on the move, always with their rounds at full blast, ready to blow your hearing out. But they serve a good purpose, and yeah, if you live in the city, you just got to get used to it. Fire alarms, ambulances, police cars, every now and then they'll have their sirens going full blast. And I'm actually half deaf in one ear, so I have to protect my hearing. Well, it hasn't gotten warmer, but all this cardio from the walking is kind of heating me up a little bit. So the cool air is a little more tolerable, which is nice. But I'm hoping that it actually really heats up a little bit in the next hour or two. We could use some warm weather in New York finally, you know? Those of you who live in New York know that New York is a city of extremes, and that's true of the weather also. So our winters are really cold, our summers are really hot, and the transition between those two is very quick. So it's either hot or cold. Not a lot of in between. We're gonna have like a brief moment of enjoyable spring weather, and then all of a sudden we're just gonna be slaughtered with super hot weather, sweating our butts off. All right, now I am wondering where 320 Fulton Street is. There must be a fire somewhere. That's the second fire ambulance that I've seen go by. Just waiting for the light change, crossing the street. I think I see the food festival up ahead. At least I hope it's a food festival. Then otherwise I'm gonna have to backtrack and head in another direction. But my app hasn't been warning me of anything, so I think we're good. All right. Again, risking my life crossing the street. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people in the area that I'm heading, so I'm thinking that's where the festival is. Yeah, you gotta see this guy. He's, oh, I can't see anything. But you can see him maybe behind me. That's pretty cool. I forget what you call those. Usually I think of these performers, someone like this would be in France, not in New York City. But New York is an international city, and every now and then you run into cool things like this. All right. That's a good sign. When you see interesting characters like that, it's a good sign you're heading towards somewhere cool. And it's really starting to get crowded over here. All right, so Old Fulton Street, Fulton Ferry Landing. You can see behind me that they have a rack of rentable bicycles. So instead of taking the train or a taxi, you have the option of renting a bike to ride around the city. Kind of cool. Nice bistro looking area. Maybe I'll sit down there later. All right, I'm heading towards a place that says Brooklyn Ice Cream Factory, using only the finest, purest, natural ingredients. I'll show you what that looks like. It's a pretty ordinary looking house-like structure. If I was gonna do an ice cream shop, I'd kind of make it a little more fancy looking than the way it is here. This just looks like a regular house, and it's just plastered on a sign on it. But here, take a look. I don't know if you can see it. The glare from the sun is kind of getting in my way. But yeah, that's the Brooklyn Ice Cream Factory. I've never been here. I love ice cream, but I'm also lactose intolerant, so I kind of have to limit the amount of dairy that's in my diet. Okay. Old Fulton Street, Old Fulton Street. Huh. Well, I'm at the pier. Excuse me, do you know where Smorgasburg is? The food festival?
Pier 5.
Oh, so it's this way?
Yep, take this right, go down, take a left, and keep walking down to Pier 5.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. All right, I knew I was kind of headed in the right direction. I'm getting a little worried for a second, though, because I didn't see any food vendors. All right. Anyway, if you want to get an idea of where I'm headed, right behind me is the Manhattan skyline. I think that's the Hudson River over there. I'm going to be heading straight in that direction and then heading this direction, and we should be getting to the food festival. You know, I thought it would be weirder walking in public, recording myself in public like this, but actually not that bad. I guess people are used to people are used to seeing people recording themselves for YouTube or what have you. Maybe I should consider investing in a GoPro camera. Never really had interest in it before. I guess up until today when I started doing video logs. I'm not sure how trustworthy my Samsung Note 3 phone is for recording videos. But for a first try, I'm sure it'll be okay. I can learn as I go as far as the techniques to record video. All right, I might as well walk by the river. You can see the Brooklyn Bridge behind me. There's the Hudson River. Yeah, someone's got a selfie stick over there. Pretty cool. I should probably get one of those. Okay. So I'm heading straight, and I should be hitting the food festival any minute now, or about 5 minutes from now. Maybe I should show you the Manhattan skyline while I'm walking. Maybe not. The glare from the sun is so bright I can't even really see my phone screen. So I'm not sure if the footage that I'm recording is any good or not. It's like a lot of tourists, couples are out here enjoying the scenery. Like I said, the lighting, the sunlight out today is beautiful. Just a little chilly. There's also a breeze going on, making it even cooler than it really is. Right, so the Statue of Liberty I can see is somewhere over there. I'll show you. There's this.
He wasn't talking about the bulb.
I'm not sure if I'm getting the Statue of Liberty in my shot. Again, the glare from the sun is really making it difficult for me to see the phone screen. But I think we got the Statue of Liberty in there. I haven't been there in like forever. Usually New Yorkers don't go to the Statue of Liberty. It's always the tourists that go to all the cool places in New York City. If you're living in New York though, you're kind of like, it's all old hat to you, so you don't really think of it as anything special. Until like a relative comes from out of state and they're like, oh, I want to see all the cool things. Then you take them all to the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, the area where the World Trade Center used to be. I mean, those are all cool spots, and there's a bunch of great eateries in the city, a bunch of great places to go out and party. I found out about Smorgasburg through the internet, but I literally downloaded this app called Fever, which will basically keep track of all the cool places that you can go in New York City, like parties or fashion, or whatever it is that you're interested in. You just choose, whatever your interests are, and it'll keep track of all the events in New York City or wherever it is that you happen to be, and give you a heads up on all these parties. And that's how I figured out that Smorgasburg was today. I'd completely forgotten about it. I had seen it maybe years ago. I was like, oh, I would love to go there, but I'd never gone. And today, I'm finally, hopefully, if I can just find this place, I'm finally going to be attending this food festival, and I'm really curious to see what kind of cuisines they have. Man, where is it? Okay, I'm going to keep walking. I think it might be that area behind me. It's got like a blue roof to it on the pier. Doesn't look like a lot of people there. Anyway, I'm not sure if I have much time. I gotta meet a friend in about an hour. Hopefully that's enough time to try out as many things as possible. Video log as much of the foods that are out there from all the different vendors. All right. This is actually pretty scenic, walking along the pier. There's all kinds of interesting things to look at along the walking along the river. I've never been here before, but I'm really glad I came, even if I don't find the food festival. But I think we will. I'm just walking down some stairs. Now I'm heading over, taking the scenic route. Sort of scenic route. Yeah. That's where I'm headed. It's got a kind of cold, stark beauty to it right now. But in spring, this place will probably look much nicer. But none of the leaves are out. There's no green. Everything's pretty much barren. I have to come back here once spring starts hitting in full force. Okay. Pier 5. So that's where Smorgasburg is. There's a lot more people. Geez, by the time I hit this festival, it'll be 12 o'clock. So they give me 1 hour, maybe an hour and a half. Maybe I can squeeze an hour and a half before I have to see my friend. Anyway, I have this nagging cough that won't go away for the past couple of weeks. It hasn't really affected my voice too much, although my voice might sound a little more gravelly than it normally does. If you've seen my YouTube account, you know I do a lot of video tutorials, so now you finally get to see a face with a name, a face with a voice rather. All right, Pier 2. We're right at Pier 2, so that's in 3 more piers we should be at our destination. This is a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. And hopefully I can find my way back. I can just rely on my app. The app knows all. It will guide me to wherever I need to be. It knows where I am, even now. Way back before the internet hit, I mean, people were worried about like privacy and the government keeping track of your every move. Well, that's the reality nowadays. Everything keeps track of our every move, even on our phones. All these different companies, not just the government, but everyone knows everything about you, where you are, what you're doing. Facebook, forget about it. There's no privacy anywhere. And you know what? No one cares. It's not this big, oppressive, fascistic society. It's just, look where Bob is. Bob is on 32nd Street. He's the mayor of 32nd Street. It's pretty harmless. That's Foursquare, another app that keeps track of where you are, and it's like a little location game thing. I've never used it myself, but I know some friends who do. Okay. Pier 2. It's Pier 2 behind me. What I originally thought was going to be the food festival was actually just a regular old, plain old pier. Pier number 2. Maybe one day Pier 2 will get some kind of attention and will get their own festival. But for now, just a bunch of people hanging around, doing I don't know what. taking photos or whatever. Okay, let's see where I'm headed now. Where is Pier 3? My God, it's a huge distance between piers. I'm thinking, okay, here's another pier, which I'm thinking is Pier 3, but it's been like stripped of its roof. Looks like it's under construction. There's nothing happening at this pier. I'm gonna be walking right by it. All right, so I'll show you this pier. This looks like magnificent Pier 3. As you can see, there's not a lot going on over there. And it's actually closed to the public. There's a fence preventing anyone from getting on there, so under construction.
Everybody have work.
Okay. So that's Pier 3 we're just walking by. I'm literally walking by right on my right-hand side. So I'm assuming Pier 4 is next. Geez, this is a long walk between piers. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. They should put these piers closer together. We got a lot of people walking along the trail, jogging and exercising. That's something I used to do. I actually used to jog. I was actually training for the New York City Marathon at one point. But the training, the human body is really not meant to take that kind of punishment, running 24 point some odd miles. And I didn't realize that until I started getting tendonitis at some point. I did manage to run a half marathon, which was pretty good. That's definitely doable. But a full marathon, I mean, just training for that thing will kill you. So yeah, tendonitis, no more exercise for me. I'm fine with walking, low impact. All right, so yeah, just walking past Pier 3. There was no label, though, to identify that barren pier as Pier 3, but I'm assuming it's Pier 3 because it's next to Pier 2. And I've got another pier that's coming up, which looks like, if I can find any identifying markings, will hopefully be Pier 4. If that's not Pier 4, then I may be a little bit lost. Again, I've never been in Brooklyn, really. I've never been in this area, and I very rarely have gone to Brooklyn. So, Manhattan has a very organized street and avenue system. So, wherever you are in Manhattan, you'll know exactly where you are and how to get wherever you want to get in Manhattan. Queens, on the other hand, their street and avenue system is like all messed up. Like, you can't really, it doesn't seem to be too logical to me. But then again, I don't live in Queens, so maybe it's logical to the Queensians, but to a Bronxian who comes from the hood, makes no sense. And Brooklyn, I don't know about Brooklyn. If this is Pier 4, then I'm gonna say Brooklyn has a better labeling system for locations than Queens, at least. But we'll find out.
What?
Oh, looks like I'm here. Smorgasburg. Yes. Okay, so I must have passed Pier 4 because I'm at Pier 5 now. Maybe Pier 4 was destroyed during the war. But here I am. Smorgasburg. I can't even see if this is in frame. I'm hoping it is. This is my first time going to Smorgasburg. It's Sunday, April 19th. There's over 100 vendors. So here we go. Oh, look, the bathroom stalls. I'll be using that later. I am going to be pigging out like crazy. All right, this is looking good. All right, so I'm going to take the camera off my face and start having it point outwards so you can see what I'm looking at. Let me just figure this out. What the heck is this? Okay. All right, so here we are at Smorgasburg. Get a good look. Some of the food. Mighty Quinn's slow smoked barbecue. Man, the lines are huge here. I gotta find a vendor where there's nobody. That may mean their food is not as good, but I am hungry. I'm down for anything. As long as it's not shark. Let's see, I want to try something that I've never tried that you can only get going to a festival like this. There's fish and chips. And some Hank's Fish Hut. Red hook platter, too. That looks like Spanish food. Oh, I gotta try something international. Okay, a Vietnamese eatery. Go a taco. Oh, there's a line for that. There's lines. Lines. You can see some of the vendors that are here. A taste of Texas, Beehive Oven. Well, I've had family live in Texas, so Texas food is not exactly exotic to me. Not exotic enough. Asia food, not exotic enough. Unless it's Southeast Asia. Let's see, Asian-inspired hot dogs. That's interesting. Asia dog. Bite-size kitchen, schnitz, Ethiopian food. Oh, I've got to try. I've had Ethiopian food before, so. Burma noodle bar. I gotta try this. Oh, and there's nobody there. Hi, what do you recommend for someone who's never tried Burmese food?
I would say the tea leaf salad or the moringa. The tea leaf salad or the moringa.
Tea leaf salad? What's special about that compared to the others?
So we take fermented tea leaf, we add some garlic, we add some tomatoes, we mix that up by hand, and then for the spicy catfish chowder, we have that right here.
Oh, that looks good. All right, let me try one of those.
Yeah.
Small, large. How much is it for a large?
Large is $10.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna spend myself silly and stuff myself silly with all kinds of different cuisines. I'm getting a feeling you're not from Burma.
Our owner is, but he's actually on vacation.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're just helping out. Have you been to one of these festivals before?
Oh, the Smorgasburg?
Yeah, definitely. I've been coming here since I was a kid.
Oh, really? As working as a vendor, or?
Not working as a vendor, just coming here to eat.
Ah.
I started working as a vendor maybe 2 years ago.
2 years now?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. How'd you get this job?
Craigslist.
What was that?
Craigslist.
It was a surprise to them.
Yeah, this is my first time coming to the festival.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, they have it Saturdays and Sundays, so this one is definitely calmer than the one with the landscape.
Oh, the one, is this a normal sized crowd, or is it actually much bigger than this?
It's actually much more.
Much larger.
Way more crowded.
That's good, because then I don't have to wait as long.
Yeah. The lines would usually be all around this.
Yeah, I know. Like, even there's lines here now, like trying to get some stuff. I'm like, forget it. So, this is called tea leaf salad. It's a Burmese noodle chicken dish.
Oh, this is actually the moringa, the spicy catfish chowder.
Spicy catfish?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good. The more exotic, the better. Hey, can you give me a $5, put $1 in for yourself? Give me back $4. Thanks a lot. So, calm down. With a name like Queen Cobra Thai, I had to come here.
Oh yeah, you got
Are
it.
you guys a fan of the Karate Kid? No.
Not really.
No, not really. Oh, okay. I've tried Thai food before, but what would you recommend as your specialty over here?
The roti is very good. The pork skewers.
Choose one for me, one that you think would best represent. Okay, let me try that.
Roti.
How much is that?
$7.
Okay, $7.
I love your outfit.
Thanks. Yeah, just picked it up on the way to the supermarket. Nothing fancy.
No, nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy. Great. Thank you very much. By the way, what would you recommend for someone who's new to the festival as far as cuisines to try out around here?
What kind of food you like?
Everything. I'll try anything.
This guy is pretty good. They make fish tacos.
Fish tacos?
Tacos, very good. Ethiopian is good. It's different, healthy. And cardo is like a beef short ribs, the big giant ribs.
Oh, ribs.
It's tasty.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Hi. For someone who's never tried Ethiopian food, what would you recommend as like the specialty dish that you guys do?
The combination is really good.
This right here?
This combination.
I'll try that. How much is that? $10. Okay, sounds good. By the way, what's in the combination?
It's red lentils, yellow split peas,
Yellow split peas.
beets, carrot, potatoes, and cabbage and carrots, potatoes, and
Carrots.
and the steamed collard.
Steamed
Collard.
collard greens. Okay.
Collard.
Collard. Okay. Wow. Looks good.
Do you want anything to drink? We have Ethiopian coffee, and we also have the Ethiopian spice black tea.
Ethiopian spice black tea?
Yeah.
What's in that?
It's like chai. It's black tea, Ethiopian black tea with cinnamon, cardamom, and cloves.
Which do you like better of the two?
I'm a coffee versus high.
Oh, you like coffee? No, I'll go with the tea. I'm a tea person. All right, so yeah, I wasn't able to record the entire conversation I was having with the Ethiopian vendor because they weren't comfortable being video filmed, which is cool. Yeah, I probably should have asked beforehand. But this is what I got from them, and after this, I'm probably going to be stuffed. So it looks pretty good. That's Ethiopian iced tea, and this is some kind of Ethiopian meal. I have no idea what it is. Forgot to ask what this was called. But I think I recorded their menu, so it's definitely one of those items if you look back on the video. All right, so I'm gonna switch off the video and start eating and give you my feedback. Okay, so the Ethiopian food was mostly vegetables. It had some kind of special Ethiopian bread, which was sort of spongy and soft. And the vegetables were seasoned. I've had Ethiopian food before, but this was kind of mild. What was interesting was the Ethiopian iced tea, which actually sort of, it was a little spicy. It kind of actually tastes like those hot, red, small little candy pellets. I forget what they're called, like hot tamales or something like that. It's like one of those, but in liquid form. So I guess I would describe it as sort of a pepperminty, spicy pepperminty feel to the tea, which was interesting. Never had a drink that tasted like that before, but it reminded me of those hot candies I used to have as a kid, which I never really liked those hot candies. But it was interesting to have it in sort of tea format. Anyway, I think that's all I'm going to be eating for today, but I just want to walk around a little bit. Take a look at some of the other what the other vendors are peddling, so that next time I come here, apparently this runs every Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, I think. So yeah, I'll come back, definitely come back and try this. It is a little pricey though. It's usually $7 to $10 a pop, and the portions aren't all that big. And if you know anything about me, I love eating. I'm more a quantity over quality type guy. But I'll take quantity and quality if I can get it.
And it costs my stuff.
Oh, the butter?
All kinds of interesting vendors. I'm sort of looking for maybe like a smoothie place right now because that's what I'm in the mood for. And I gotta head back. Cakes. These are really interesting. Red velvet.
Chickpea and olive.
Vegan pop-up diner. Lumpia Shack. It's Filipino food over there. Spring rolls. I've tried Filipino food. Spring rolls are very good. That's like the thing you want to try if you've never tried Filipino food. Spring rolls. There's a Bombay Sandwich Company. Is there a smoothie place? Let's see if I can find a smoothie place. There's another guy who's just recording video just like me. Well, it looks like I have enough room on my memory card for this Brooklyn Food Festival called Smorgasburg. Oh, there's a milk truck. No. Cold shakes. That's what I'm in the mood for. Oh, there's a slush company too. Man, so many good soft drink places. Wow. The line is insane though. All right, so let me put the focus. All right, so I've got the camera focused on my face now. The lines are way too long. I really should have come here at 10 o'clock. I would have had a better chance trying a few more things. Oh my God, but this looks interesting. There's a coconut place. Yeah, but definitely have to come back here. Highly recommend it if you've never been to Smorgasburg. You definitely want to check it out. All different kinds of foods. Really interesting. My God, even the ATM line is long. But yeah, if you come here, get here early. Get here early. Otherwise, you'll be waiting online. Look at this line, Mighty Quinn's. Jeez, this is crazy. Get here early if you want to have a shot at trying the best stuff. I went after the vendors where the lines weren't too long, so the food may not have been as appealing to most people. But I'm the type of guy who likes trying food that generally doesn't appeal to other people because I've got really exotic tastes. So it was good for me. But not so good for anyone else who likes to try more conventional things that taste good. All right, so I'm heading back. Hopefully I can find my way back to my subway stop, assuming I can remember, retrace my steps. But yeah, that was Smorgasburg. Really enjoyed it. And really enjoyed recording my very first video log, so I want to thank you guys for sticking around and watching the video. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment box below. Leave a like or subscribe. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.